It's not live. Oh wow, it actually is live. Look at me, I counted down
Hey.
right. All right.
Yes,
Welcome to
sir.
One Piece University, guys. You already know what's going on. We're gonna hop right into it like we have been doing lately. If you don't know, I mean, if you didn't know, now you know, and if you knew, you knew. JJ, spit it. I heard you had a hot take. I want to hear.
I'm just like, I'm looking at Shank's crew. When we look at all these Yonko crews, we look at all these crews throughout One Piece. You got your captain and you got your three dudes that come after the captain, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm looking at Shank's crew. His three men, Beckman, the guy, must respect. Lucky Roo, got a love for the big boys all the time. But Shank's third man is Yasop, right?
Yep.
That can be argued. Yes.
I mean, Lime Juice is sitting off in the corner, like just happy to be on panel. You know what I'm saying? Every time Shanks is pulling up with the crew, Yasop got something to say. He number three in my eyes.
Okay,
Maybe we putting a little bit too much hype into the quote unquote balance of the red hair pirates, because if we using the parallels between them and Luffy, like Shank's third man is Luffy's like what, seventh or eighth guy? I'm just thinking like I'm like, we ain't seen nothing from Yasop. He's still scared to run into the god Usopp. We don't know what's going on with Lime Juice and Monster and all these other random names. Like maybe we just put maybe we should put a little bit too much respect on the whole red hair pirates. They may just be a top three with Shanks, Lucky Roo, and Ben Beckman, and all them other boys are just holding the coattails. What's y'all thoughts?
Like the Luffy. I mean, not the Luffy. All right, hold on. Before I even respond to that, chat. Christian, we sorry. Look, we here. I'm sorry for being 30 seconds late. But again, we
He
touched
said
down.
30 seconds. Hey, he more committed than us.
Know the game, yes sir.
Damn.
What's good, Shaggy? What's good, Bobby? We love to see y'all boys in here. Know the gang, stand up. Thank y'all for joining One Piece University. Now, JJ is saying that. Oh, Mike, what's up? JJ is saying that.
Don't say nothing crazy, Mike. Don't say nothing crazy, Mike.
He said he think these fellas overrated. That's on the screen right now. Now, me personally, I understand where you're coming from. I think that when they said that the red hair parents are the most balanced, they were saying that to once again mirror Luffy's crew. Luffy's crew, if you look at it, Robin has the fifth highest bounty, and it's almost $1 billion, right?
Yes, sir.
Compared to other Yonkos, you can make that same statement that his bounty, his crew is insanely balanced, because Cat has a 1.32, and Crackers isn't even $1 billion. Her third doesn't have $1 billion, and then King and Queen are very high for some strange reason. And you got Jack, but I think outside of that, Luffy's crew is also very balanced. So I get it. We ran this chapter 6 out of 10. Yeah, right. We ain't got Preach today, man. He probably would have gave it. I don't know. Preach got the One Piece Abby, so
Preach like Shanks.
Yeah, he likes Shanks, so he probably would have gave it maybe a 8.3, something like that.
Yeah, no, that's something like.
So
don't be doing Preach like that. Everybody hype about this chapter. Don't be doing Preach like that.
What you got to say about the crew thing, Prince?
Yeah, I completely agree with JJ on this one. This dude Yasop looks to me like a phony, man. Bonafide scrub. Because he will not even meet his own son, who he knows the tendencies of a little bit. Because he knew he was a bit of a wimp as a kid, tiny bit. But then he dipped, right? Doesn't want to meet his son. Every time we see him, he's laughing or joyous, right? Well, the rest of the crew is trying to look menacing or just do something, right? Well, this will Lime Juice, although he's picking up his sword or some shit like that, he looks kind of menacing. This fool Yasop in the looking at the crowd or some shit, just doing dumb shit every time we see the entire crew.
Come on, man.
He has not done anything of significance to show that, what? Maybe I deserve the respect. In my opinion, Usopp is probably stronger than Yasop right now.
Get the fuck out of here. All right.
Let's go.
All right, this is a very fun stream, fellas. I hate to end this early. I just switched to the Yasop Avi. I know y'all see it on Twitter, bro. Come on, dog.
Maybe that's why we talking,
That's crazy. You see how they antagonize me, chat. Chat, let me get y'all ratings for this chapter. And if I see anything less than a 10, I need an explanation. I know my boy Groovy. I know my boy Groovy got a 10. I'm already focused. Yasop is menacing when Vista is around.
Exactly.
They tripping on Yasop, man. That's my dog, man. The God King's heir, or something like that. Anyway, this is One Piece chapter 1076. Like I said, let's get y'all ratings in the chat. I'm going 10 out of 10. Groovy 10 out of 10. JJ, what you got?
Man, this chapter just had 10 is all we could give it. Like I can't give it no 13s, no 13.2. Like, bro, like there was no wasted time. Even the little small stuff with Vegapunk and the CP567, I was happy to see that just because that was the one time where I'm like, yo, now he done gave me more questions where I'm not kind of frustrated. You know, sometimes I'll be like, dang, more questions than answers. And I get a little upset sometimes, but I like that intrigue because we was over here thinking Vegapunk then slipped out. He moving shady, but yeah, man, definitely 10 out of 10. I love everything about this chapter.
Christian said we need to buy 700 subs so you can donate. Hey, man, we doing this the nice way, but don't tempt me, all right? Bobby
Christian, go ahead and make 700 burners real quick, man.
Yeah. If you want to do that, go ahead. We'll be more than happy to take your money, man. We keep saying that.
Bobby said he was most hyped for Dorian Braga. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't give a fuck. But I do fuck with Dorian Braga.
Come on, man.
But I'm with you. So, like, think about that. Think about the fact that Luffy was literally smacking up these giants, like, in Little Garden. And now, like, Shanks is like, help me with this fight with this guy that just beat a Yonko. Like, that's even making Shanks' crew looking even more weaker in my eyes. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I gotta chill.
The dudes that were slaves in Indy's lobby, like, nah, I need more.
Yeah.
Where's it? Hadrugan? How you say it? Hadougan? How you say his name?
Hadrugan. I think he's a part of the Grand Fleet, right?
Who?
I'm just like they in Elbaf. He need help from Giant. I would imagine where he at in his life, he's stronger than all four of these dudes. That's just my opinion.
Man, you see the way they riding, man. Shanks trying to walk away. He got folks hugging him and shit. This is the God King, bro.
Heck yeah, Michael Jackson out here, man.
I have a take. Can y'all tell me if I sound crazy? I believe that red hair. I believe that red hair has Ace in the hole where he grew his arm out of hockey. What?
Yo, like when he made Green Bull twerk at the end of Wano, whether if you look at that panel, I swear it was his left hand that was holding on to something, but he ain't got no left hand. Like, I'm just I feel you, Mike. You know, Mike, that's my guy.
What chapter was it? Man, I'm not gonna go to that. Hold on, man. Let's talk about this chapter first.
Yeah.
All right, One Piece 1076 cover page. That wasn't a cover page, just a big color spread. Apparently, JJ thinks that Frank is the MVP because he's been a pervert. But when Sanji does it, it's a problem. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. That's all I'm saying.
No. We gotta respect like the least looked upon Straw Hat, Jinbei. Look at this. He's right under Nami's donk. Not even trying to look. He's peeing away. He's looking away, peering his eyes to the other side. Like, you know, I'm not trying to catch these claims, man. That's the real goal right there.
Yeah.
Knows how to avoid temptation.
That just sounds like a man who need Viagra to focus. That's what that sounds like.
Luffy didn't touch those two key. They used it. Hey, you know, that is crazy though, man. They literally used that same ability that Zoro blocked. That means I don't think the ability was all that strong, to be honest. But yeah, so we start this chapter off, and let me pull these discussion notes, make sure I ain't missing nothing. Luffy is doing the same shit he was doing when he was trusting Law.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Law was a different case, but the fact that he had the same exact reaction, he's like, all right, you think so? Bet, let's do it. And then Zoro's so pissed off. It's just like, that's so funny. It's like classic One Piece, man. Just Luffy being an idiot.
I love it. Like I always say, like I'm comfortable saying I'm not the biggest Lucci guy. Straight up. When I think about Indy's lobby, the villain is Spandam to me because he's just such an asshole. But Lucci in this chapter just being like, this man is handcuffed, got people firing at him, and he like, man, once I get off these cuffs, I'm still coming. I'm like, yo, I love that energy. Like, if you gonna die the man that you was all your life. And he's like, listen, I'm gonna get you. Maybe not now, but I'm gonna get you. I love Lucci in this chapter. This is my favorite Lucci ever been in this story to me.
I will agree with the fact that the whole idea of giving Lucci like a personality trait of like he's always honest no matter what is actually really funny. I think that like Oda gave him like a bit of like characterization like in this chapter, which funnily enough is right when he's teaming up with the Straw Hats. But I feel like it is funny that like as a villain, even though he's supposed to be cold-hearted, like he has this funny aspect to him because even Kaku's doing the same shit like as Zoro's doing. He's like, are you really spilling the beans on like our whole like operation and shit? Like what the fuck are you doing? But it's just hella
Hey.
funny to me.
I don't know if y'all saw this. There was a
We gotta see more as this Lucci. I agree with Zeno that Lucci was entertaining this chapter, and we should see more of this side of Lucci.
I don't know if y'all saw it. There's a picture of Buggy and Shanks where Buggy is screaming in Shanks' ear, and it looks very identical to Zoro and Luffy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, Oda does not make mistakes. He's obviously
does
doing
not.
this
Don't
on
do that, man. Don't do that.
He's
Y'all
obviously
playing Zoro,
doing this
man.
on purpose. So I'm
This is get out of pocket.
gonna kick this off with something I didn't like from this chapter. The only thing I didn't like.
Ooh, okay, let's hear it.
All right, why
I want to see.
I think I
ahead.
might know what it is though.
Me too.
why the fuck is S Hawk running around here with the dice fruit and the sword in his hand?
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say it about the fruit. I knew it.
Like, I feel like that was the most redundant shit he could have done.
That is true.
I mean,
it kind of negates the purpose of even making the sword.
Like, you gonna
Well,
recreate
I mean,
your
like y'all already say that like the seraphim have part of the lineage factor coming from the original. So maybe in the seraph or maybe in Vegapunk's eyes, you got to give that seraphim the sword so that he could feel 100% like as Mihawk as possible. Like, yeah, he got the fruit, but that's not what Mihawk is leaning on. Mihawk is leaning on his swordsmanship. And I mean, just because your body is still doesn't mean you have the mentality of a swordsman, because that wasn't even how Mr. One was coming.
See, I want to know it like if like the whole Black Blade situation. Can you do that with the dice fruit? Now that we're seeing like S-Hawk use it, like obviously I don't think S-Hawk can create Black Blades. It's only Mihawk and Ryuma so far, but it's just like an interesting discussion. Like if, say for example, Mihawk, like the current one, had the dice fruit, do you think he'd be able to like have his limbs create Black Blades? Because if so, that would be extremely cool.
You say he gonna get darker skin on him?
A darker skin, but like his blade turns black. Like not the regular armament hockey type, but like converting a blade into a black blade. Like what if his limbs just become that? Like you would need like an insane amount of hockey to do it, but that'd be really cool. Really cool.
I think that Vegapunk is not as smart as we give him credit for, man.
That is true.
He needed a devil fruit to be smart in the first place, but nah, this is dumb, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Because Vegapunk do be having some kiddish tendencies and stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Like
man,
as much as he's extremely smart.
all them powers impelled down. This is the best fruit you can find to give him, bro. We for real, bro?
Yeah.
Also, that's the perfect fruit. I don't understand. Like, okay, if Mihawk Seraphim runs into Kid can still snatch up the blade, right? So if I ain't got the blade, I still got 4 blades.
Man, if he turns into a blade around Kid, he getting snatched up.
But you're not gonna want Kid wouldn't want a man that's made of blades to come at him, because you get yourself stabbed.
That
But he can
is
take
true. To a certain extent.
Kid gonna contort that boy body so bad he fuck around playing with some shit like that. Oh
It's
no,
okay.
man. I'm hating.
We'll have plenty of Kid
You sure
versus
are.
Shanks discussion in the near future, so we don't gotta worry about it. But in my opinion, there is one question that is re-raised because of this chapter, as we all know. Who is the traitor in Egghead?
I gotta go with the Blackbeard Pirates, not Battle Katarina Devine, because obviously somebody stole Vegapunk's face, right? That's giving the orders. Or did I interpret this wrong? In my interpretation, I see that Vegapunk has been down there since they separated and he was with Bunny.
Mhm.
So, but then again, that don't make matter, because since then we haven't seen him either. I don't know. It has to be. I don't know. I'm gonna go with there being another Vegapunk, another stellar body that he
It could
made.
literally be anybody. I mean, for all we know, it could just as easily be Bonnie.
I doubt it.
I
Robert
mean,
Bonnie.
like, if you look at it, right, like it's all just like vendetta against Vegapunk, right? Like
Yeah.
if you look at who's attacking every single like Vegapunk, I mean the Seraphim is doing it. It could have been just like Bonnie forced Vegapunk to make the Order of the Seraphim go against his own creation. Like he had no other choice or something. Like it could be Bonnie, man.
If y'all
Although
know how
I'm not
Robert-
it is a long shot, but it could be. It's
Like
not
the
out of the
Yeah,
question.
she was in the Holy Land. Like she can't be in the Holy Land and be kidnapped and CP agents for 2 months at the same time. Like she be talented.
Yeah, because we don't even know who been kidnapping. That's why I'm saying. I'm thinking it's another. It's got to be one of his stellar bodies, or maybe he has a sixth one or seventh one, whatever the fuck it would be. that
We don't know
that
of.
we don't know about. That would obviously be on the because he did emphasize to us that if someone on the same level gives that command, then they can't undo it, right?
Yeah.
So there could be another Vegapunk stellar body that gave those commands to attack, and that's why the Vegapunks can't, not stellar body but satellite, and that's why they can't. Groovy says either Lilith because she controls the sea beasts, her reaction when they first mentioned the CP agents, or Punk Records is sentient. I like that theory that Punk Records is starting
I like
to,
the Punk
become
Records theory.
sentient.
It's a good one.
I don't
It
know,
makes
man.
you realize that like it's the whole like AI turning against you thing.
I am
Makes a lot of
Robot
sense.
One Piece edition.
Yeah.
If Vegapunk Punk Records is still like part of him though, right?
I would assume
It's
the-
like his brainchild. It's
yeah.
something he made, but it can easily be turned against him because it's not really him, but it's
Just-
something that he created.
So yeah, because he is like collecting the information and he's trying to spread it out. So it ain't like he's trying to spread his brain anywhere. He's just trying to spread the information everywhere. So yeah,
Yeah.
that could be the case. But I was about to say if it's Punk Records and it's part of his brain, then how would he not know unless he got so much brain? Good pause. He just can't keep up with everything. I don't know. It's a lot.
I mean, to be fair, if you look at it like the internet, it's like obviously has its good and bad sides, and Vegapunk is only looking at it for its good, and the internet obviously has a shit ton of dark sides to it. So
yeah, Zoro fans.
it could very well be Punk Records as the trader, man.
I think we are too, Bobby. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Bobby. When it's come to One Piece, very well. I think like as soon as Wano started, we as a community have overthunk so many things. Like when it comes to just every aspect of like every single chapter, every single possible theory, every single prediction, whatever it may be. Like I remember when we were talking about who could possibly have the fruit that the Gorosei were talking about. Literally nobody thought about Luffy. They thought like Luffy was like a possibility, but they disregarded him entirely because it was like, oh, Luffy's the main character. They couldn't possibly be talking about him. It has to be someone so obscure that we could never figure it out. And lo and behold, it's Luffy 5 chapters later. So it's very interesting to like that we always overthink certain aspects of One Piece, whereas it's literally right in our face most of the time.
Yeah, I think that it's probably like 1,000 theories disproven every chapter because everybody wants to be right about something.
Oh, 100%.
It's how
A
Kevin
good
Fruit
piece.
is trying to confirm that Mihawk is a sword. Hey man, if I'm a fan of Zoro, do I want Mihawk to be anything other than a man that is very strong?
No, because he's the world's strongest swordsman, not world's strongest sword.
Okay. Now, one thing I liked a lot this chapter was Luffy saying, when those 4 guys out of the way, and you realize you can't beat me, you ain't gonna fuck with my crew, is you? What's good, King Zoku?
King Zoku
Man.
here was good, man.
Luffy had that emperor energy for real this chapter. I loved it, man.
Oh yeah, I love when he called out Lucci being like, "You cannot beat me. It's just not gonna happen. It's not a possibility. So if you're gonna try to snake me and like, go for my friends, quit it. Don't even try." I like that. We want to see more of that Luffy. I'm not gonna lie.
But let me ask y'all this. Why Luffy said earlier, I give everything I got. I'm fighting Lucci. Lucci's not on my level. I'm still doing Gear 5. Now that we fighting these Seraphim, oh, here comes Gear 4 again. Like, was that just plot convenience just so Vegapunk could see the White Warrior? Or like I mean, I don't understand why Luffy would need to put that much energy into Lucci from the beginning and have himself sweating all through the chapter. I that little part it's just stuck out to me.
I think it's a mix of both because it's a chance for Vegapunk to see Gear 5 and then the Straw Hats to see Gear 5, consequentially. But it's also because Luffy has never dealt with the Seraphim before. It's not like it's a new encounter to him. Whereas we all know, obviously, with Enies Lobby, he went through a shit ton with Rob Lucci. So even like it's kind of like Luffy not underestimating his opponent because like even he could be like, like, oh, Lucci like came back or like he's back and I have to fight him again. And like this time, like I have Gear 5, I'm gonna use it straight away from the get-go so that I know I can beat his ass. So that we don't have another like me struggling moment in like Enies Lobby Part 2. Because he's already dealt with Lucci before. Whereas the Seraphims are just like robots and shit that like he's like just now like seeing and like he saw him Kuma's I'm saying what you call it so much. Holy shit. Kuma's Seraphim was with Bonnie, his first encounter, right? And did he use Gear 4? Or did he use Gear 3?
With the Seraphim?
Yeah, the very first encounter that he had with Bonnie.
The police one, right?
It wasn't I think it was this one.
Oh,
because remember, like, Bonnie was like, "Oh my God, don't hurt my dad" or whatever.
Yeah, that was the police one.
That was the police one?
Yeah, we used the future side and shit, right?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't in Gear 4. He was just base.
Yeah, no, he was just doing like Gear 3 or like regular attacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's similar in the sense that it's a new experience for Luffy. Like, it's not like something that he's already dealt with to the extreme.
I think that he just didn't know that he would get that tired after using Gear 5.
Or maybe he ain't got his. Oh no, I'm about to say maybe his energy ain't back up to be able to do that. But he cranked that thing up a Kaido a few times, so that wouldn't even be a good thought.
All right, so where Bobby at? Bobby here. He a real one. He knows. How y'all feel about it taking Luffy in Gear 4 and hybrid Lucci just to match something that Sanji did with a no-named attack?
I don't think it's really relevant because that was Jinbei, whereas this one is Mihawk.
Boom shakalaka.
I don't see what relevance that is, but sure.
The relevance is that Mihawk is stronger than Jinbei.
So is Kuma? Hold on. Is Kuma stronger than Mihawk?
Is Kuma stronger than Mihawk?
No, sir.
Why he matched up with Luffy then?
Hey man, when I think about I'm just gonna say when I think about the Straw Hats fighting that Jinbei Seraphim, I'll be thinking more about Frankly hitting them with that laser, and they was like, "Oh, we wasn't ready for that." That's what I'll be thinking of mostly,
Yeah,
Dude, if Frankie's laser can do that, then I think Frankie's stronger than Gear 4 Luffy right now. That's crazy how that feat works.
He didn't even hit him with it.
Which is why I feel like, as a fandom, we gotta stop talking about feats, man. Just read the story.
Yeah, feats. Like, I did say the feats in One Piece is fuck feats, bro.
Yeah, it's extremely annoying, and then people take it too seriously and be like, "Well, this feat happened, and then this feat happened. If we equate this and this, that means this."
It's relevant in certain scenarios. Like if I feel like the only time you should be talking about feats is if you're talking about two Straw Hats, because they're the only people we follow. We follow for 1,000 chapters. If you talking about Kid and Law and Big Mom and Kaido, and you talking about feats, and we barely have seen, them fight for real. It's just irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I could see the fact that like Kuma might be the most advanced Seraphim because Vegapunk himself knows the most about Kuma and thus can emulate his powers the most in terms of making the Seraphims.
I could see that. Go with Kuma being stronger than Mihawk. That's why he matched up with Luffy. And because of that, Kuma was probably Admiral level, which means Dragon is top 1. That's cool.
Ooh. So Dragon agenda. See, when it comes to making feats, it's always based on an agenda. It's always based on which character you want to prove to be stronger than usual. Which is why Mihawk and Zoro, Shanks and Sanji, and then like Luffy and whoever else you want it to be. Even though Luffy's in his own tier.
It's really going to be Luffy and Dragon.
And simply put, Zoro is supposed to fight Mihawk, and Bonnie had the thing with Luffy, please don't attack my dad. So that's why he even had to apologize to Bonnie for hitting the fake version of Kuma. So like, calm down, Crow.
Listen, man. Listen. Luffy fights the strongest. Zoro fights the second strongest. I've been reading One Piece for 1,000 chapters, and this has never changed. It's not changing now either. Kuma is the strongest warlord, which means Mihawk is second, unfortunately, for his fans. I still think.
So is Kuma with the sword the strongest swordsman?
If he picked up a sword, it's debatable.
Bro, come on.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Let's think about it. Let me cook for a little bit.
Oh Lord.
Bobby is hilarious, by the way, talking about Winma. Kuma. Wait. For what we know, we've only seen one other character go from being a slave to royalty, or at least a leader, and that is Boa Hancock, right?
Okay.
Boa Hancock has Conqueror's Haki. Kuma went from being a slave to a king. I would think that Kuma also has Conqueror's Haki. Now, if Kuma has Conqueror's Haki, one of the best top 3, 4, 5 devil fruits in the series, and let's say he had good armament and observation, Kuma was around Admiral level at his very prime.
Huh. Okay. I could kind of see it if his fruit is used in an OP way. Because his fruit, it has so much damn potential, but I feel like obviously with the parameters of like Kuma's character and who he is, Oda's not going to give him like, or his fruit, that much power. Because if you use it in the logistical way
though. Like a version of Kuma, let's say the Revolutionary Army is just getting up their feet, and Dragon is reaching his prime, and Kuma is right under him. This is before he turned himself in to be a warlord, and before Vegapunk started working on him. So the absolute strongest version of Kuma in his life.
I think it's like right where Zoro is right now.
Isn't Kuma, like, I just looked it up, Kuma's 45 years old. Isn't in One Piece world that's kind of like still in your prime?
I mean, nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. We say that these old motherfuckers be in their prime. No, they're just still strong. When Big Mom was sexy mom, that was probably Big Mom's prime, if we being for real. And Luffy is 19 years old. You telling me he gonna be way stronger when he gets to his 40s and 50s and shit?
Man, the way he be tearing his heart up, he be happy to get to 30.
I don't think that it's your prime. I just feel like they don't fall. The fall off isn't as steep in One Piece, where when you get to that age. But I think your absolute prime is like in the 20s and 30s. You feel me? Like what Shanks and Mihawk at right now? They're 39 and 37, something like that. That's your prime area.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people in the chat are agreeing with the Kuma. I think that the Kuma praise is good, and that like Kuma is definitely stronger than what we give him for. But against Mihawk, that's a different story. I'm just
saying, bro. Look, he's number 2 to Dragon, Luffy's father, who is directly opposing.
He's not.
He was number 2.
He was
definitely
yes,
number 2.
But
I'm saying
now.
At his prime version. He was number 2 to Dragon. The Kuma agenda is thriving. He has to be.
The Kuma agenda is good. The Kuma versus Mihawk agenda is horrible.
I don't know, man. I don't know how strong,
Crow, I'm not gonna lie, we can't just have this chapter be an excuse to slander Mihawk because it's a Shanks chapter.
I'm just saying, it's look, the stock market update every day, you feel me? So I gotta do the same thing in One Piece. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
but no, man, let's keep going. I just wanted to put that out there.
You better hope Zane don't come in here because this shit gonna get shut down.
He heard all of that and more in that group chat.
Oh god.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
We just seen 2 Seraphim get double teamed by 2 relatively strong characters. What do we expect from Seraphim, Kuma, and Mihawk from this point on? Like, are they dead? Are they like out of commission? What y'all thinking?
They just got blew away. I think they're fine.
I think they're gonna. It honestly depends because you don't know how like tough that Oda's gonna make them as. They could very well just be out of commission, and that Luffy has to like go around, like do like search through the entire like Punk records to find each Seraphim and like take them out with Lucci. and like that very well could be the case. But you never know, man. Because if he does make Oda does make the Seraphim extremely tough, and they're still up after these attacks, it would be insane because of the fact that even like them going up against Blackbeard, they withstand like Blackbeard's attacks to a decent amount, or like his blocking to a decent amount. Then they withstand both Lucci and Luffy. Like it's like how strong are these Seraphim really going to be? It's crazy to think about.
I mean,
Are
that
these
may be the
Lunarian
reason.
teams really that powerful?
I'm thinking that may be the reason that they didn't. If he would have went Gear 5 and then they pop up, then they'd be like, geez, he just nerfed Gear 5 to an extent. Like,
yeah, I feel.
So you think that's the reason why Oda made Luffy use Gear 4?
I mean that it could be a reason, but I mean, I don't.
Look, Luffy didn't want to take all the shine from fucking Lucci. If he go Gear 5, Lucci probably ain't gonna even be able to land an attack with him.
Now, Bobby's spitting facts. I do sometimes forget that they are Lunarian to a certain extent.
Yeah, because Lunarians don't even matter right now. Like we had one Lunarian, as soon as we saw his face, like he got taken out. Like
Yeah.
Mike says you got to remember Kuma was the one teaching everyone in the army. He was. Vaughn has entered the chat. Vaughn, you just missed the Kuma agenda. But I know you with the cause. And Groovy says they making up lies to slander Kuma in the paper, but they making up lies to hype Mihawk. That ought to tell you got to hide Kuma's prime strength. Come on, man. The gospel is here. That's all I'm saying. And all this is nothing but Monkey D. Dragon hype, to be honest.
I do agree that Dragon's strong, but to use this to hype up Dragon is probably the worst thing we can
it's
do.
the same thing Oda do every time. He'd be like, Zoro's not, when he have them characters, bro, he's not even the captain. This is the same kind of hype, you feel me?
Nah, come on.
So, moving forward, these CP0 ages, we're not going to spend too much time because I personally didn't give a fuck about this part. We got Shanks on the way. Vegapunk is locked up. How the fuck did he get in here? What is going on?
I really don't. I think obviously whoever locked him is the traitor. So, but now that we know that Vegapunk isn't the traitor,
I'm not apologizing. Fuck.
Dude, I know you're not apologizing. That's fine. But my question to you, both of you, since you guys were the main advocates for it, is: do you guys still think that Vegapunk is a bad person?
Yes.
yes.
Fuck that.
No,
guy.
because like to me, like it's valid that you guys think so. I just don't think he's a traitor in this case.
Nah, I mean, apparently he's not the traitor, but the only reason I thought he was a traitor because he's such a bad person to me. You feel me? So
it just fit the like character of like and in terms of like the chain of command of who can order the Seraphims. But now like that it's revealed that Vegapunk isn't the traitor, do we still think that it could possibly be Saturn and the whole like his shadow is very similar to like Saturn's silhouette? Do you guys think it's Saturn, or is it like completely out the window?
I think that when Saturn arrives in Kuma, it's gonna be a big deal. Like,
Yes,
I don't think it's gonna be on no sneaky shit. Well, I was already here. I think it's gonna be a movie. You feel me? So
yes, sir.
I don't know. I don't think he'll bring him on down. The Gorosei, remember? You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll be on no slot shit like that.
Just
Bobby
how
said it
they
could
had
be
Shanks
Stussy.
walking around with them giants in the background. That's how I'm expecting Kizaru and Saturn to pull up with like 100 little soldiers behind them, and then just you may get your boy Kizaru on Dendenmushi on his watch again. Like, yeah, we here now. We about to wreck shit.
See, I could easily see Stussy being the like traitor to help Blackbeard.
I feel like at some
as a
point-
former Rocks pirate, and like she's had like intel coming in and like figuring out about the underworld and stuff. I'm sure there's no way in hell that Stussy, what you call it, doesn't know about Blackbeard's motive or existence, or somewhat to some extent, to a tiny extent. And then like as a former Rocks pirate, and then now like she could possibly be the traitor. It could be to help Blackbeard. It could very well be.
I feel like at some point she gonna forget who she working with, dog. I mean, she already got her hand in 3 pots. You add Blackbeard in there, you working with 4 people, bro. What are you even? What side are you on? You don't even know at that point. You feel me?
That girl done traded more than Westbrook.
Nah, that's crazy.
I'm praying on his downfall for the Clippers. By the way, I don't care what nobody say. Oh man, 100
That man said
ships.
I'm praying on his downfall.
It's because of the fans. He had to go to LA. You know, I feel like if you didn't want to buy a house nowhere else, I understand that. You in the basement of Staples Center now. Fuck that crypto shit is a staple. But we got 100 ships headed to Egghead. I know I'm kind of flying through the chapter, but that's because we finna spend a lot of time on Shanks. That's the only reason why.
I saw a Geo post about what you call it, a like panel. It said that 50 ships, marine ships were sent to Marineford, but 100 ships are being sent to Egghead. That is insane.
Well, I think that the fact that they had 3 admirals and Sengoku at Marineford, they needed less ships. You feel me? Plus,
And
it's
the
a
fact that they got a
Gorosei.
Gorosei pulling
Yeah.
up is even more reason to, have all the protection. They can't let Saturn get touched.
Even though they're probably gonna get knocked out by Conqueror's Haki from Luffy, they're gonna be there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're coming from
Luffy got to show Zoro how to do that.
I don't think Zoro really got Conquerors. I think that was just Emma, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't do that.
Come on,
Don't
man.
But nah, all
Yeah.
right. Let me see.
Don't do
Hold
that,
on, look,
man.
Zoro has Conqueror's Haki. But I will say this, and this is not slandering. I'm asking the question. I asked in the chat, and it was, a couple explanations, but nothing that really swayed the confusion for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a little bit off topic, but chat, if y'all want me to want to switch this topic up and go ahead and get to the Shank stuff, let me know. Does it ever truly state that Zoro was using advanced conquerors when he cut King? Like, are we guaranteed that?
When he had the 3 swords with the hockey leaking out of it, he was like, "You possess the qualities of a king, right?"
Yeah,
Yes,
but
he
that
did.
was just sitting there with his hockey coming out of the swords, right? He didn't even have him in his hand.
Bro, we don't need Oda every single panel to be like King, for example. Oh my God, Zoro, you have now unlocked
I'm
advanced
just
Conqueror's
saying,
hockey.
I understand
Like,
that, but
It's not like a
that
video
looked
game
like
where like the
every
achievement's gonna
time-
be unlocked.
Zoro's attack looked like every time we saw conquerors used in a normal attack, is what I'm saying.
In a coding sense, yes.
No, it looked like when Luffy and Doflamingo clashed and it was just black lightning coming. You
No,
feel
but
me?
that's based on the clash specifically. When you look at before the attack, that's when Conqueror's coding is shown. I swear there's been discussion like about this like a year ago when Zoro was like
No, I'm not.
like,
People was
showing-
discussing if he had conquerors in general. I know he got conquerors. I just feel like with the conqueror stuff, you're not really touching them and all that. It just looked like regular conquerors coming off the blade.
Hey,
I can
Bobby,
understand that.
Man, don't add gas to the fire, man. To close fire. It was all wind, my bro. Don't. You're gonna make it
I'm
10
just
times
asking.
worse. I'm telling you.
Going back and looking at it, I was just saying, looking at Luffy hitting Kaido, his attack did not connect. Now, obviously, Zoro is using swords, so it has to connect. But still, Roger and Whitebeard were also using bladed weapons, and they didn't connect. But it's just a little questionable to me now. Chat, how y'all feel about that? We finna go in and get to the Shanks part. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know chat is fiending right now for us to discuss Shanks, but we'll get to it because as soon as we get on Shanks, it's gonna be nothing but Shanks for the next like 2 hours. I'm telling you, like it's gonna be just pure Shanks. But right now,
Shanks just started One Piece. I mean, 2 Piece, by the way.
2 piece, yes sir.
Ooh,
pieces.
Shiryu is on Egghead right now. That is a good one.
My only thing is, how does Shiryu...
Imagine.
Shiryu takes out... Okay, let's say Shiryu takes out the Denen Mushis. Katarina Devine is taking Vegapunk's face.
Yeah.
And we just know that Luffy is good at sneaking. I don't know what his role would be. He's stuck into the Holy Land with all the warlords and the fleet admiral was there. So he got to be something, you feel me?
Yeah.
Blackbeard could have had 3 teams.
Mhm.
One for when he went to Amazon Lily.
Mhm.
This one could be his espionage and sneaking around team. And the other team is for the law fight.
Bobby said, "Is that Boofy that we saw in the bar? That's not even Boofy. That's like Toofy, man. Boofy's Luffy's son, man. We gotta respect that."
What's the Buggy
But
Alliance
yeah,
doing? Being irrelevant like they're gonna be for the rest of the story.
So man, like okay. Yeah, let's talk about the Shanks stuff. I was about to speak on the fact that like I don't think we're gonna get much of the Crow. You were saying coming into the next chapter, we got ourselves a little bit of break. Coming into this next chapter, you expect us to get more of this, correct?
I do.
Man, like every time he give us a snippet of something, we just get them little crumbs and we got to deal with it. Like we got the example with Blackbeard and Law. We don't know how to end it. We got the example with Garp still. Them ships is moving real slow to be government ships if they not in Hachinosu yet. He did the thing with Elbaf in regards to Kid and them now, and now he's adding to it. But I'm really thinking like, yo, he got y'all on the hook with the Shanks. Like we may not see Shanks again till like April, man. I'm calling it.
I think that. I mean, you gotta think about it. When we saw the Blackbeard, I know this is different. It's not Shanks. This is Blackbeard. But we saw the Blackbeard stuff. We was like, man, they finna off screen the whole fight. Next time we see Law, he gonna be on the ground in the puddle of blood. Now, while the fight did get cut in half, we still saw a decent amount. We didn't see much of the Garp stuff. I will give you that.
Actually, I'm gonna go look because I was thinking about it before, but I didn't get to do it like on the off chance. But I will check, and you guys continue the discussion. But I want to see if Oda gave us a break after the reveal that Law and Blackbeard were about to fight, and then the next chapter they immediately start fighting. I'm gonna check that.
I feel like that was back to back. I don't think there was a break in between.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check right now, but
I will say this though, JJ, to help your point. That was not in the middle of this arc. You know what I'm saying? Although that was like in between Wano and Egghead. So with this being in the middle of an arc, there could very well be a cutaway, and everything is off screen, right?
You sure we wasn't like getting introduced to all the Vegapunks and we wasn't with Lilith, and then like that was like half the chapter, and then the other half was like, oh, Blackbeard just pulled up on Law, and then the next chapter it was they actually fighting. I think that's how I recall it.
yeah, no, Blackbeard and Law, as soon as they started fighting, that's the end of 1063, and then they immediately get into it in 1064.
Was there a break?
Yeah, but we was already like, I feel like by that point we already had met Lilith.
Yeah, no.
That was when we met Bunny inside of the knockup stream thing, right?
Oh,
well, not knockup
Yeah,
stream,
no.
but that was before we actually made it to the island.
The Law and Blackbeard fight started as the Straw Hats were on the island.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you call it?
Baltimore. Oh man, I'm laughing at Groove's chat, but go ahead.
All right, let's read through this chat a little bit. Also, for those of you in chat, we are currently missing Zane and Preach. Preach is sick. Hope he feels much better. And Zane got shit to do, so he couldn't be here. But with those two missing, we need y'all to be even more active in chat. Like at this point, you guys are our fourth and fifth members, so be sure to ask as many questions, just like or general discussion points, whatever you want to say. Make sure to drop it in there, man. And
stop talking that nonsense, Bobby.
Baltimore is hilarious.
Bobby's spitting. You all right with me, Bobby? You already know it, man.
Yeah. But let's read some of this chat. See what we've been saying. Cosmo said Oda was fooling no one with the Shank silhouette. That is true. His silhouette, he didn't even need one. If I'm gonna be honest. But what you call it? Groovy said the agents who were captured for 2 months. Who from Blackbeard Pirates could do that back when they raided Baltimore? I just find that hilarious, man. They were together about 2 months now. Let's see. Zane ducking this week because of the God King hype. Ooh. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm playing. Zane definitely got a different reason. It's not because of the God King hype. But imagine if that was the case. That'd be so funny. Love you, Zane.
Look, don't worry, because get what? Next week, I promise.
Next week we'll bring it back up.
He's gonna hear it 1,000%.
He definitely will. Crow, why'd you say Shanks hockey knocked him off stream?
That's what happened with James. He felt Shanks' pressure, and he couldn't. He knew not to show up.
Christian said, "What do you think Mihawk is doing?
Sit on his ass cooking, maybe. Who knows?"
In my opinion, he's just bidding his time. I think like what Mihawk has been doing this entire series, like for all of One Piece, since the very beginning he saw Zoro till now, is he's bidding his time for Zoro to get stronger, because he's identified Zoro as his future opponent. he thought like he was an interesting little fledgling at Baratier. Then in the 2 years, he trained his ass, saw him. I'm pretty sure that at the end of the 2 years, Mihawk was like, "All right, I'm just gonna let this little hamster go, see if he gets even more powerful, because he's the one who's gonna try to usurp me or try to beat me. Because as of right now, I don't see anybody else."
I'm just saying, man. Somebody got to say it, right?
What's
Mhm.
up?
Shanks got to stop talking to. Shanks got to stop verbally abusing these kids, man. I mean, fact of the matter is, we got introduced to him with Luffy trying to join the crew, and he just did every little thing he could to clown that man one way or another. Now he got himself another kid. You stupid you idiot! Like, bro, like he's 5. Like, why you talking to my child like that, bro?
Man, this guy probably 17, 18 years old.
Yeah,
Man, these redhead pirates don't like nobody under 20, man. I'm telling you.
Nah, Cosmo saying evil Shank stocks are low. I agree with that because this what you call a panel of like Shanks saying like, "Oh, kid, you gotta stay in your lane or whatever, like don't worry, like you gotta relax, you got some time to," it reminded us of Luffy obviously, but some people were actually bringing up the agenda that, "Oh, Shanks might be evil because he's denying another kid like this, and maybe that Luffy is not a special kid, and like if he does this to all kids, Luffy isn't, special to Shanks." And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, that's not
Mental
it at all.
gymnastics. That's what you call
Mental gymnastics. Because we literally heard Luffy talk about Shanks crying because he heard Luffy's dream.
Man,
And
listen.
that's not something you do with a regular ass kid. So we definitely know that Shanks and Luffy have a special relationship. Honestly, this is Oda's way of throwing a bone into like the whole idea of, like Shanks attracts like young kids. Like that sounds so wrong.
Oh my
But
god.
Shanks, has like this whole like vibe to him that, like he accepts kids into like his crew like he could, and that they seem hella fun. But, it's not the case. And Luffy is his own special entity. This kid on Elbaf, I'm pretty sure we're going to learn a little bit about him, but he's not like Luffy 2.0. It's definitely just a kid that, has an admiration for Shanks.
Lil Wayne got Conqueror's coding, not just hockey.
Oh, Little Wayne has everything possible, man.
But oh man, look,
I'll be quiet.
Rockstar. I hope so. He got sick like Roger, man. But Rockstar is definitely a grown ass messenger for the Red Haired Pirates. You would think that he has moved up within these past 2 years.
But nah, he's
This
just
man's still running, dog. They say
Let
he's
me
a
ask y'all
gaslight
something,
king.
man.
What's up, bro?
Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but the way I interpreted this chapter, I kind of felt like when Rockstar jumped into the building talking to Shanks, I felt like he wasn't talking about Kid and them. I mean, when he's let me just remind myself. So that bastard's actually attacking us. That's what he's saying. But then when you pull up on Kid and Killer, like they look like they're just coming to the circumstance. Like, and then they're saying like that other ship is pulling up. I'm imagining that's the Rockstar ship, relaying the message, that Shanks wants. Am I reading a little bit too much into it? And I don't know.
It confused me a little bit at first. I just thought maybe it's another case of us thinking too much into it. So I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. But I definitely understand where you're coming from.
I just wanted to say that because I was thinking that Lafitte stuff last week and I didn't want to say it because I ain't have no real Black Bear correlation with Egghead. So I'm just like, yo, I just got to speak that out right now because if I get it right, I'm gonna feel like Prince to be able to pop my collar a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mike says he wonders how many bars Shanks has been to gaslighting kids like this. It's probably a lot of kids out there that have been
probably a shit
inspired
ton,
by Shanks, for sure. Rockstar is the messenger of the guy. He's like, he's like Hermes.
Also, I know it's a bit like back. We're sorry we missed it, but what up, Dan? Dan X Cook.
Dank
KS
Cookies. Dank
in the
Cookies. I
chat.
forgot. Dank
Yeah.
Cookies. What's up?
And then we also got James Winston brings up a good point. I'm wondering if Shanks took Bartolomeo captive instead of stomping him. So like it would be an interesting thing to like take him captive, because then that's another like bargaining chip or like something Luffy has to get over. As a challenge. Like as soon as he faces Shanks or like finally sees Shanks, like I could imagine Luffy like trying to hug Shanks or some shit, and then like Shanks just beats his ass or like punches him like straight in the face, and then like the rubber gets all like through the punch or whatever, and then Shanks like, I have your homeboy captive. You want to explain to me why you attacking my islands? And then that's when Luffy has to grow up as a Yonko, understand his true status. Another moment for him.
So I'm gonna ask y'all boys this, and I want the chat to get involved in this too, right? So
Let's hear it.
Y'all know JD Legend is a huge kid hater, famous for it. If some might say.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a clip around about him floating around where he's basically saying he does not care sometimes about the things the story says. By the way, we got 21 people in here. Like and subscribe, share with your friends. We're trying to get 1,000, all that, yada. So yeah, he says he doesn't care. Sometimes he just wants to push agendas, and he reads the story, he loves the story, but everything doesn't make sense. He just wants to have his agenda, basically. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but y'all get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think that? And I'm asking because this chapter is something that led to a lot of agenda talk on the timeline. You feel me? And even in One Piece University, do y'all think that this agenda stuff ruins how some people receive the story and consume it, or is it just something that you can turn off and still enjoy the story? Chad, I'm asking y'all if y'all feel that same way as well, or if which one y'all agree with.
I mean, I just feel like it's just a show. I mean, it's a manga where everything is so vague, and you've seen so many different examples. Like even if you don't go as deep as we go with it, if you're into the show, you got to see parallels one way or another. So I feel like, even though I don't really get too heavy into the agendas, other than, Beckman over Luffy, I don't really get too heavy into the agendas. I feel like you just want to be able, just like I said with my circumstance with somebody else other than Kid, you just want to be right a little bit. If you put 1,100 chapters into something, you just want to be able to predict a little bit of something, like, be able to pick up on a little bit of patterns. So I feel like in that regard, it's fun to, try to make some predictions and, go with it. But if you're allowing your headcanon to affect the show or affect your perception of it, that's a you issue, bro.
For sure.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Preach, what's good with you, gang? We miss you, boy.
Miss you, man. Hope you feel better, bro.
For sure.
Take some Robitussin or something.
James Benson says he agreed while trying to figure out what's going to happen is fun. Agendas go way too far. Yeah, I think it's a thin line. Groovy says you can read it without using agenda. Some people do too much, and their expectations throw off their enjoyment when things don't turn out how they want it. I agree.
But I need that though.
Yeah, it depends on how far you go with it, to be honest. And I mean,
Bobby,
Twitter, he's wild.
Oh my
bro.
God, Bobby Wild, Black Moss Simp Hunter. That's crazy.
I feel like it's how far you let agendas take you. Like me personally, it's not much I can. Now I want Sanji's Conqueror's Hockey and other shit like that. But if it doesn't happen, even though it's definitely gonna happen, I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I mean, I can understand why Shanks doesn't have Conqueror's Hockey. I mean, Sanji doesn't have Conqueror's Hockey, and why Kid isn't top 2 in the series, which I do have him at number 2 probably. But it's not my story, and as long as it's not some dumb ass shit, like what the fuck. If it makes sense and Oda makes a good decision, who am I to say critique his story like that?
This is a very good question from Cosmos. What is our One Piece University as a whole? What is our biggest agenda?
Oh man, do we?
I mean, we do have some different opinions on here,
Yeah.
but in terms of one collective agenda, I'm not so sure.
I don't think we agree on enough stuff.
We may need to just concoct an agenda that we all can agree with and just like run that. That may be something right there. Great question. Honestly, question.
Okay, Preach 9 out of 10.
That's it though.
Okay.
This is we got. Look at
this is. I mean, to be fair though, in terms of Preach's standards, I mean, like Preach himself is like very critiqueful. So 9 out of 10 chapter for him. That's good.
Yeah, that might be the greatest chapter of all time.
I mean, yeah. Hey, for me, this was a 10, but I mean,
I got easy 10. It's like, we got 21, by the way. Like I said, like and subscribe, and drop how you felt about this chapter as well.
I will say this is one thing that I feel like at OPU is our biggest agenda. Like this might be a bit of a cop out, but I feel like our biggest agenda is that we have no agenda. Our
Boom.
agenda
Everyone is
to
different.
push out
Yes.
is that everyone is different. We have our own opinions. We should read the story for what it is and enjoy it for what it is. And like it's fun to like predict here and there, have your own like theories and questions and kind of like planning out of what will happen in One Piece. But at the end of the day, what comes out is what comes out. As soon as a chapter is released and we have some ideas or like we see what's going on, we gotta stick with it.
Mhm.
So
But my
I
thing
think,
is,
yeah,
go ahead,
just
finish
go
it.
ahead. No, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say like, but I need those people with them that toxic agenda energy because when people go on Twitter and then they just make a 90-second clip of all them people that were just too much into their own agenda and we just get to laugh at them, like that's some of the best stuff. That's
Bruh.
almost more as entertaining as the show. Like I need that
Bruh.
energy. When people be so mad that ZKK didn't happen, like y'all know I was a carrot guy, but I ain't jump off a bridge about it. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. It's a time and a place for everything. I could be wrong at times. It's all good. It's all good. But I
I'm
need
not
those
gonna lie.
people that can't handle being wrong because I like to laugh at them too.
ZKK and the raid not failing after that shit happened, man. The memes, the things, the content that we saw was probably the funniest I've seen on OP Twitter for a long time. So
It was
it is
made
funny to see some agendas fail, like as a non like biased or like impartial like person like looking at it, but at the same time like it's just gotta like look at it from a certain lens and be like, you can't have agendas all the time, man. But in some cases, it is funny. I have a question. Why does Prince have a Zoro bias? Uh, honestly speaking,
Admit
if
it.
no. I'm gonna be real. I just do it to piss off Crow. I don't have a Zoro bias when it comes to reading the Zoro story. I don't have a Zoro bias. I'm not like Zane in the sense like I don't like Zoro too much. I treat Zoro and Sanji equally.
Wow.
Like when it comes to just like gaslighting Crow, that's when I like Zoro a lot.
You see what
But
I
other
did?
than that, I have Zoro and Sanji at an equal pedestal.
Bruh,
In my
Bro,
opinion,
you
I
asked
actually
for it.
have Luffy much higher. I'm a Luffy fanboy. I like
I don't
Luffy
see how
much more
people
than
watch
those.
how you read One Piece and Luffy isn't your favorite character. I mean, it's strange to me. I don't know.
Nah, there are some that
I know,
like
it's the-
Zoro
it's the
more,
Zoro
Sanji
guys, yeah.
more, or like what you call it, even have like certain characters more. But for me, Luffy is one. Luffy's number one.
Luffy's my number 3.
That's
See,
wild.
that's what I'm saying, man.
That's
Like
wild.
Luffy gotta be one, man.
I just,
I mean,
bruh.
I'm just one of them people that never really like. Oh, I don't really go towards the main characters. I like to look at the other things that's going on around, and I gravitate more towards that. The person that's always in the front, you're gonna get all that from them. But like I said, y'all know Zoro's really my guy, but I give it to Frankie because I feel like they're so similar. And like they could be in the background, but then when they speak, it matters. You see their personality in like small snippets. Like you don't need a lot of Frankie time for Frankie to show his greatness, and that's the type of stuff I enjoy. That's the same type of thing you get from Robin. Just show up, say one morbid thing, and then you remember it all chapter. Like that's the type of stuff I like. You need a character like Luffy that's just so is enigmatic the word, I'm not sure, but
No,
you know
that's
he's so spontaneous and there's just so many different things about him that's good for the main character. But I like dudes that just be in the background showing who they are and they don't need all the limelight. That's just who I am. That's who I am as a person too.
That's
I be
fair,
on this
that's
chat
fair.
and I just like to listen to Crow, slander whoever, old beard and all that stuff. I just like to be in the background laughing, but you know, I like to jump in and then say my little part and just fall back, you know, like, and I feel like I get that from Zoro and Frankie. I see a lot of them in me.
I mean, I don't think I be slandering old beard. I just be speaking the truth. But yeah,
Bobby said, I need Oda to draw Luffy in front of an American flag for me to die contently. Man.
Maybe a Brazilian flag.
maybe. I think Cosmo says Zoro and Sanji will be equal in the series. As a huge Sanji guy, I don't think that's the case, but he's not gonna be far behind. That's my only thing. Really, what makes me, I guess, and we didn't even talk about Shanks. That's funny. The agenda thing that kind of gets to me is when people act like Zoro is just miles ahead of Sanji as far as strength goes, and I feel like there's no way you've been reading this story and just act like it's like nothing. Like he's not even close to him. Like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm tripping.
I mean,
Barely,
I
bro.
feel like he's close, but like you say, like when people be having like 8, 9 characters in between, like that's an issue to me. I always say, I still say to this point, I got my boy Zoro over, Kid in Law for my own reasons, but like just maybe like right under that is Sanji. Like you can't deny it. The power ups he got in Wano, you got to pay attention to. He's literally Wolverine right now. He's Wolverine and the and the Human Torch at the same time. Like he's bananas.
For sure, for sure. Um, and I didn't say that about Luffy not being your favorite character, but yeah, and Groover made a good point. The MC is rarely my favorite character. I think outside of One Piece, the MC really isn't my favorite character in any show. But Luffy is just that. I mean, I just like him that much. But I can understand the reason. I don't know why I said that. I was wrong, and I admit it. Anyway, back to the God
That's
King.
grown. That's grown of you. Mighty grown of you, sir.
Back to the God King. This might be my favorite double page spread I have seen in a long time. Beckman does not use this gun for shooting. I'm convinced. Who walks around with a rifle on their shoulder like this? This is a baseball bat to him.
He just does whatever he wants with it. I mean, he was pointing it at Kizaru when it was time in Marineford, so.
He was pointing at it because he was finna throw it like a boomerang and bring it back. Guy,
That is funny.
You think he would?
I didn't even peep how he holding it. Like he's literally holding it by the butt of the gun.
Yeah, it's a baseball bat to him. You feel me? He's not serious, bro. He's not shooting nobody with that gun. But I do think that since in this chapter y'all agree that it's pretty much implied that Beckman was the guy that took his arm off. Kid's arm, that is.
I mean, I mean, I read it and I don't. I see where it could come from, but it just doesn't. It doesn't hit for me as like being 100% sure, man. I can't wait for the monster reveal to.
Oh yeah, monsters powers revealed. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. That fool's gonna be 10 times stronger than Chopper. I'm calling it right now.
Man, Chopper gonna low dip him, bro.
I hope so, but so far as terms of portrayal, Chopper is nothing but a mascot right now, and this fool monster got it in the bag. Executive officer, that's crazy.
But I mean, like even if it was Beckman that took care of Kid, I mean, for them to be rookies at the time, and for it to be the basically the vice captain of the Shanks Pirates, like that's putting respect on Kid too. So
yeah, for sure. I think that if you really think about it. He runs into the new world. Imagine Luffy leaving Sabaody and going into the new world and running into fucking King or Katakuri at that point. Is he alive? I don't think so. Maybe on some plot on my main character shit. But like if they really fought, he definitely is dead.
So I mean, you can't talk back. Do you really think he's the only one they're mad at? I mean, it's so vague to me. Like everything about the red hair pirates is just up for interpretation. That's one thing that gets me. Like everything that they said is like I need to check. But somebody said earlier that the evil Shank stocks is low. I'm still watching him, man. I'm still watching him.
Man. Still watching a little bit, huh?
Nah, my guy, he cool. He good in the hood, man.
Nah, he good now. I think he's chilling now. I think in terms of evil Shanks, there's no way. But I do feel like there's a balance that he's gonna keep. That he's not necessarily just gonna hand Luffy a bunch of shit as soon as he meets Luffy.
Yeah, I think he's just lawful good.
Yeah.
Man, my guy is an opportunist to the like. Kaido been running Wano for 2 decades. He get the newspaper that Kaido down. Now he just around the corner like, huh?
He was headed to Elbaf. That's what I was meaning to bring that up. Kid took that route. It seems as if Shanks was on his way to Elbaf to go to this bar. And he just happened to be near Wano and was like, hold up. Is that Green Bull? Let me knock him out. And he kept on by his business. You feel me?
See, the thing is, I want to know, because Shanks obviously knows about road poneglyph, rubbings, right? Or like how many like someone would have. I want to know how many he has, right? Because in terms of like load poneglyph stuff, if he went to Zoe, right, he would have that one. He can't possibly have Kaido or Big Mom's because Kaido and Big Mom have like stated that they have like it close to them, or the only person that like robbed Big Mom of her poneglyph was Roger or some shit. So that's neither. So if he has 1 or 2, it has to be either A, the what was I gonna say?
Minks,
The
one from
Zoe,
Minks? Yeah.
the Zoe poneglyph, the one the Minks have, or the Fishman Island one that was originally at Fishman Island. So there is a huge chance that Shanks knows where the road poneglyph is that was at Fishman Island. Huge chance.
Let me get these numbers right. Okay. Kaido had one and one over.
Mhm.
Well, he was near one. I don't know
Yep.
if he had it, but he was in the vicinity of a poneglyph. Big Mom had one in Whole Cake Island.
Yep.
There was one in Zoe.
Yep.
We don't know where the last one is, right?
We knew that it was at Fishman Island
But
originally. It got moved. And I just made a theory that it's at Elbaf.
That has to be the one Shanks has at Elbaf, yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
He's the God King of Elbaf. It has to be at Elbaf.
God King is so fucking funny, bro.
It's a funny
King of
title,
Lightning,
but
bro. That is hilarious.
it's a funny title, but King of Lightning, he does his thing, man.
Well, let me see, man. So, Kid, fellas, how long does Kid last against Shanks?
10
Mid-div,
minutes.
let's say mid-div, high-div, low-div. Give me your...
Mid-div, 10
just
minutes.
tell me how you think the fight goes. Does he get saved or does he actually lose the fight?
I think the fight is gonna go exactly like how Oda portrayed Law and Blackbeard. I think Kid's gonna get the advantage at first. He's gonna do some shit, right? To kind of like give Shanks the, benefit of the doubt later on. Where like Blackbeard did the yummy yummy no me thing. I think he's gonna do the exact same thing for Shanks and Kid. Where Shanks is gonna show some ability or show something, some move that we see brand new, and that Kid's gonna react to it, and then that's where it cuts off, and we go back to Egghead.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Shanks don't fight Kid at all, man. I mean,
Shit.
fact of
Just
the
let
matter
Ben
is,
Beckman do it.
I mean,
No.
like, they said it in the story themselves. We didn't even get to see Shanks last time. Like, we got ourselves whooped so bad, we didn't even speak on the person who actually did it. So, I mean, he may just take his lumps like Luffy take his lumps. I got to take 2, I got to take 3, and then when I come back, maybe I'll be able to do something. But if he sees Shanks this time because he was able to get to that's progress, right?
I think, yeah, I agree with that. But I also think that, this is my interpretation of how the fight goes, right? Shanks, out of respect, gives Kid the fight. He's a $3 billion bounty pirate now.
I think like he's
know what
gonna
I'm
give Kid the respect because he saw that he fought Kaido and Big Mom.
Yeah. So I think
So he's gonna
going
take
to
him
fight
seriously. Yeah, he's going to.
And I think that Kid will surprise Shanks initially. Like, oh, you got a lot stronger since last time. I didn't even see you, but I just heard that when Monster took your arm, you wasn't strong. And I think that he's going to shock him, and he's going to get a couple good hits on Shanks that he was not expecting. Then Shanks going to turn it up a bit. Like, all right, I see I got to take you serious. And Shanks is going to start getting the better of him, but that's when the fight gets interrupted. Because I do think Oda has big plans for Kid, and those plans don't include getting low diff to start the arc off. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Shanks leaves after this, though, because Luffy has to go to Elbaf, and maybe he meets Shanks here. Maybe it's at Lodestar. I don't know.
I forgot who brought it up, but I think someone was bringing up the fact that since Hyrudean is a part of Luffy's crew, and if Hyrudean comes back, they could easily try and back up Kid,
For what?
and maybe have a stalemate.
Shanks is there. There's no stalemate gonna.
No, in the sense that like he's also a giant, and that they're gonna like try to like bring the conflict like to some sort of resolution before it even starts.
Unless Goldie
I forgot
Roger
who was saying
himself or Prime Whitebeard walks off somebody's ship and gets behind Kid, there is nobody in this story right now that can save him from getting his ass whooped right now. Or Dragon, maybe.
Or Dragon, but Dragon not coming.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck about this guy. It'd be fun if he did. Because y'all see them theories about the Kid Revolutionary Army stuff?
No, actually.
They were saying the goggles. It's a stretch, obviously. I'm just saying. But, it's worth mentioning. Every member of the Rebel Army has goggles. And he got them on his head. They were saying that at some point he eventually joins the Revolutionary Army. Because he was talking about the nobles, how they are the actual scum of the world, too. Do I believe
But don't
that?
they got goggles and hat? Don't they got goggles and hats, though?
Kuma?
Maybe not the Crow guy, but I feel like everybody, Morley got a hat. Betty got a hat.
That's true.
The raccoon dog got a hat.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, look.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, I was
Dragon don't got neither.
Zeno was the one who's talking about Hyruddin coming in. Shout out Groovy, bro. But yeah, what you call it? Nasty saying wasn't Hyruddin behind Dory and Brogy? That is actually in fact the I was gonna say Elbaf Giants, the Enies Lobby Giants that Usopp befriended.
They guarded.
That's
the gate.
them.
They guarded the gate, right?
Yeah, that's the ones.
Who would be able to get closer to Shanks, Sanji or Zoro? As far as what, like making it to him? I mean, Sanji's faster, so he maybe could make it to him, but
I think they're
he's
talking
getting one
about in
tap.
terms of strength.
Oh,
So
strength. I mean, I think that it depends on how much stronger Shanks is than Mihawk, because I don't give a fuck. He's stronger than Mihawk. But if he's like barely stronger than Mihawk and Zoro beats Mihawk, then Zoro has to be either equal or stronger than Shanks at the end of the series, which I really don't believe is happening. But
I gotta dip real quick for a second, but I'm gonna pose one question for chat and then you guys to mull over, which I think would be an interesting discussion. But once Kid and Shanks like get it start fighting or something, do you guys think that the sky will split?
I think
I'll let y'all.
no.
I'll let y'all mull over it. But do you? My answer is no. But it could be a possibility. Do you guys think the sky will split?
I think yes. And I know I'm big on Kid.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
All right, I'm gonna explain why. Kid showed us no growth at all for hockey on Wano and Onigashima, right?
Yes, sir.
However, and obviously why we didn't see him actually, he didn't see Kaido. I mean, he didn't see Kaido or Luffy doing it. He saw the Ryuo, right? He was like, "What is that?" He was interested in it, and I'm just, this is a lot of head canon. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that Kid is smart enough and a good enough fighter to piece together. All right, early in this fight, Shanks is gonna be doing that. The same way Luffy saw Kaido do it, he's going to piece together like, hold up, bro. He's putting Conqueror's Haki into his Ryuo, which is, I mean, he's doing like Conqueror's Haki version of what Luffy did to hit Kaido. I'm going to try that. And like I said, Zoro figured out, Zoro literally learned he had Haki and was using Advanced Conqueror's Haki 10 minutes later. So it's not like it's an impossible task. I just would like to see it. And I want some respect put on Kid's name. I don't think he starts the fight doing it, but halfway through the fight, he figures out how it works and he does it. That's me. Explain to me why you think no.
Well, my thought process is Kid seems to be the type that leans exclusively on his devil fruit. Like, I don't have no... You would think, with having conquerors, you have observation, you would have armament. You would think he was showing a little bit of that when it came to the fight, when you're fighting two Yonkos. So, I mean, yeah, he may have the will of a conqueror, but he don't got the skill of a conqueror. And that's the issue. That going Luffy,
diss tracks for
like
Kid.
Luffy got his, huh?
That's a diss track, ain't it?
Hey, listen, man, no Vaseline, but but listen, like, Luffy got smacked up by Kaido and then had to sit down for a little bit and have some old man literally like give him the ins and outs. So he had a basis of really understanding it. So it was more than just him seeing it. Like, he literally had an understanding of how all of it goes. Maybe he'll be able to learn a little bit of this fighting Shanks here and be able to use it next time. But if you're not showing me any Conqueror's Haki type stuff now, I'm not expecting you to be able to, like, Luffy got knocked out, 2-3 times by Kaido before he split the sky? Like, nah, Kid got some growing to do, man.
And I agree with that, but I'm just saying, look at Zoro, bro.
And Zoro, even to this day, I don't think he's splitting the sky.
I know he's not splitting the sky. I'm just saying using Advanced Conquerors, that is. I mean, I brought up earlier, I'm not even sure if it was Advanced Conqueror. But let's just assume for the sake of argument, he was using Advanced Conquerors. Zoro did not know he was a conqueror. He knew, I think he had a general idea. Maybe. But either way, Kaido tell him, okay, you got that too. He's like, what are you talking about? And then we see him 10 minutes later, he's using Advanced Conqueror's Haki. I don't think it's a stretch to say that Kid has enough battle IQ to learn how to do it. on the
But
not on the fly, but I don't know. It's a stretch. I know it's a huge stretch. Fuck it, I am stretching, but I would like to see it. How about that?
So how about this? Like the same people that was teaching Luffy how to do Rio are the same people that was teaching Zoro Rio basically all his life training. You know, to cut a blade, to use your blade to cut nothing, and to use, like he was basically getting all the template as long as he's been using the sword. Yeah, he didn't have a title for it, but you know he was getting all that down. So as he matured in his ways, he had the knowledge. He just didn't know how to exert it. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think Kid really has the knowledge to be able to exert that yet. Now, okay, he's seen Luffy do it, but just because you see, I mean, everybody ain't Goku. See, Master Roshi hit that Kamehameha, and I got it now. Like, yo, that man's a martial arts genius. And there's nothing about Kid that gives me that energy. Kid has the will. Kid is stubborn. That's all get out. But when it comes to actually learning how to do more other than making arms and making dinosaurs and making rhinos and like, we just need a little bit more outside of his devil fruit. And that may be what's holding him back.
I feel like I can't really give you a good argument because it's like I said, it's a huge stretch. I just would like to see it. James Benson, let me hit the chat a little bit. James Benson said he do think Kid has more feats than him, but I don't see him being able to hold out very long as a Red Hair Crew. I don't think he loses to anyone below Ben Beckman.
Agreed. And like I said, we be hyping up that Shanks crew, but I think that money looking a little funny in the light.
They might not be there. I think this is literally Luffy's crew. Like, obviously Luffy is Shanks, Zoro is Ben Beckman, fucking, I guess Sanji's lucky. He love to give Sanji the fucking goofy ass opponents, and you know Yasop is Usopp, and Yasop is YC4, man. That ain't all that, man. I'm just saying he got future sight though, but I mean I don't know. That's not enough for me.
Man, give me heat over Yasop, man. I'm saying it right now. Give me heat over Yasop, man.
So yeah,
Yasop is like that. My top is. I need to make a list of characters I hate. Like Yasop is up there, man. Like
I fuck with Yasop because of his design, and we can say he was a bad father, but I think Yasop put his son in the best position possible. His son is now a Yonko commander because of Yasop's actions. So
because of Yasop?
Because of Luffy's actions. No. I told y'all in the chat, if it wasn't for Luffy pulling up, that would be the Kuro Kingdom right now, and that Usopp's long nose would be in the grave, but his nose would still be sticking out. Like,
listen, no.
There's a lot of reasons, or like people who would be in the mud right now if it wasn't for Luffy.
Man, listen.
And we're not giving Yasop that credit, bro.
We're not.
I got to. Zeno says, Lucky Roo is Sanji if you didn't share the food you cooked. You are hilarious, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This is why I'm gonna give Yasop.
Lucky Roo is Sanji if Luffy didn't eat the food, bro.
This is why I'm gonna give Yasop the credit.
Two panels. One panel he had. Oh, geez, I'm gonna another pause. Now I was about to say, here's another pause because they showed Lucky Roo in two situations. One time he had a bone in his mouth, and then the other time he had another piece of meat. I'm like, this dude don't do nothing but eat. Like, bro.
Man, look, Usopp
this team be
benefits from the father leaving. It's like LeBron and his dad. LeBron didn't know his dad, God. And that was a part of the drive that led to him becoming great. And
bro,
Usopp knew that.
Usopp had no drive. Usopp was a bum. He was a bum.
Bro, Usopp
he made his own pirate crew. He made his own pirate crew just so that he could be like his daddy. And guess what? The pirate crew was composed of 5-year-old kids.
That's because he was doing it wrong. He was doing it wrong. His dad didn't have a crew. He got to realize that. And now he's in the right position.
No, and now he's in the right position because of Luffy, and Usopp is so much greater than his goddamn father.
Second commanders are goofy because Sanji's goofy too. You know you have a point. He is always bleeding all over the fucking place. You have a point. Sanji is goofier.
No, Sanji definitely does much more goofy.
But they always had a weird design. Lucky Roo look fatter every time we see him, bro. I'm not fat phobic, by the way. But if you look at Lucky Roo from chapter 1 when he killed dude, and then look at him in Marineford, he gained like 100 pounds, no doubt.
I mean,
He got that.
he also
He
got
that
a
same
shit ton taller too.
Yeah, he taller too. I
He,
don't
he,
know.
he be wearing that same shirt, and it just keep going higher and higher above his stomach. Like
At first, it was probably too big. Now it's a crop top. You feel me? Like he growing. He got to understand. You got to hit the groceries. I mean the clothing store, my guy. You feel me? Get you some
he got
dry
him a new
fit.
cape though. The whole crew. He got a cape though. That cape is hard.
Hey,
It look like an admiral cape.
Hey, capes make everybody look cool.
That is true.
Capes make German soldiers look cool. It never fails, bro. I ain't never seen a cap. Even them fodder Marines with them Justice jackets on be looking cool with the capes. I mean, like anything that's like low hanging off your back like that, it always make you look cool, bro. Look, if Shanks did not have this cape on or cloak, I guess he would have terrible drip.
I'd be so annoyed with them flowery capris. I'd be so annoyed.
Flowery capris, sandals, and a halfway button dress shirt like he in the 70s at a disco party or something. He would
Hey
be
man, catch
trash.
me this summer. Catch me this summer, big dog.
We'll see. This paper would be trash if he didn't have this cloak on, bro. But the cloak carries, just like it does for everybody else. Luffy was in Wano when Luffy had the cloak. That was peak.
Yes, sir. Beckman always got better drip than Shanks though.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I like that Beckman. I like that Beckman.
His cloak way better. I ain't gonna lie. His cloak hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Yasop be clean. I don't care what y'all say. Yasop be clean, bro.
I want to see somebody turn that Ben Beckman cape into like, oh, he got some type of devil fruit something because you see the swirls in the cape.
give Pangea some time. He'll do it.
But shoot,
Rockstar.
I was kind of surprised to see these regular people hugging up on Shanks too. I just imagine everybody in Elbaf was going to be a giant outside of the red-haired pirate. So that got me real intrigued to see what else is going on in Elbaf.
I'm glad it's not full of giants because that would have been so annoying.
Yeah, that would have been wild. Yo, so when we first pull up to them introducing the small port, they got the Shanks ship. But then we got the ship that looked like it got Beppo in the front. Like, whose ship is that?
I thought it was Panda Man's ship, bro.
That would be so funny.
Is that a panda? Am I tripping, y'all? Is this a panda or a polar bear?
No, it looks like a polar bear.
Well, I might be wrong. But I don't know. This might be because Kid did say that the sea was full of allied pirates. But he was taking all of them out, too. That's cool. That's dope. Shout out to Kid. But yeah, he said the ships on the horizon are all his, including the ones lagging behind. So that's one of his allies for sure. But for some reason, this is Cosmo said, "Who do we think Killer would fight?" It got to be Ben Beckman, right?
Man. Yeah, no, I think it's Ben Beckman for sure.
They better hope it ain't no one-on-one situations, man. This is looking ugly, yo. We do all the talking that we do, but at the end of the day, like them kid pirates ain't tough enough, man. Like
I think
we literally just had a war with like 40,000 people getting involved. And we couldn't get like no. I don't even. What's some of the name of the people? Bubblegum. Like what's some of the name of the other kid pirate cats?
It's
like
a bunch of.
It's the whole issue. I can make excuses for the fact that Law Crew was in a submarine, so they wasn't able to get to Onigashima, but his crew was there. And other than that, going Killer, like them boys was not relevant. This is not looking good, man. Them four giants may just handle Kid's crew all by themselves.
Shit.
And leave Killer to Yasop.
Killer might force top 30 if he's fighting with Beckman. I mean, he got to beat him. Bobby says Sanji gets sniped for being perfect at 10 right now. If you had invisibility and were part of strikes, would you peep? I would have loved some conditioner. All right, bro.
Lordy mercy.
All right, buddy.
You gotta read it to yourself before you read it out loud, bro.
I read the first part. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let me go ahead and read this one. I should have read the whole thing.
Conditioner is insanely crazy, bro.
Bobby be acting up, boy.
Bobby
is the most out of pocket comic I have seen in a long time, and not even when it comes to just our streams, but just streams in general. I have never seen that level of out of pocketness.
Ace says Kid didn't even see Shanks last time they faced. Killer injured Kaido. He can handle Ben Beckman. We're going to see Kid awaken Conquerors. I mean, he already got Conquerors, but yeah. Ace, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ben Beckman, Killer probably did a grand total of 3 health points on Kaido.
Not even 3. I say 2.5.
I'm being nice. I'm being very nice. He cannot handle Ben Beckman. Now he might, like I was saying, the same thing with Kid. Surprise him, put up a nice little fight with how strong he's gotten. But he beat Hawkins in Onigashima. That was his final opponent. This is Ben Beckman we talking about. Let's be for real here now.
For real.
This is my guy. I fuck with Benny. Especially them filler episodes for film rap promotion made me like Ben a lot more. I see he had
anybody that uses a cigarette as a weapon, you cool with me.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, Yasop, go. These are his commanders. They got to be his commanders. Why you draw these 3 right here? But this is my thing. Who's fighting the rest of the rap power? I hope they got enough respect to just sit back and chill. You know what I'm saying? Let Kid fight Shanks. Let Killer fight Ben Beckman. And everybody just watch. Otherwise, is it fair?
Not at all.
Heat and Wire? What y'all doing with Lucky Roo, bruh? I feel like Lucky Roo could probably beat everybody on that crew except for Kid. And I'm being nice. But yeah, everybody on that crew except for Kid right now.
Nah, Lucky Roo no diffs Kid, bro.
He probably too slow. Man. Nah, I think Kid's slow, man.
Kid too slow.
But I will say,
Kid can take an ass whooping. I think he got something for Lucky Roo, but I'm not going that far. But
I will say though, man, Shanks. Anytime Shanks shows up, it's a movie, bro. And
that is a fact. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's a great thing to see.
Pirates are disgusting. Why every time pirates drinking liquor, like liquor falling out their face? Like they get a cup that fits you. You know what I'm saying? They drinking out of these big white beer cups and everything. You ain't as big as that dude, bro.
Bro, he got this. I wonder if it's the same cup, bro. Yeah, I think it's the same.
No. Also, yeah, no, I wanted to talk about it. Someone said that I think it was who was it? That one dude who makes hella Arthur. I think it was Arthur. But he was talking about how the big ass cup, sake cup, could be that he used with Whitebeard, Shanks did, could be used as foreshadowing that Shanks is like a big part of like Elbaf and its culture and like having it as its territory because it's a big ass sake cup.
Yeah, I don't think he really needs to drink that much liquor at once.
Yeah. No, not even that, but everyone like just thought that, maybe Shanks has a big ass sake cup because he's just like trying to flex or like trying to like get on Whitebeard's level because Whitebeard's also fucking huge and drinks a shit ton. But it's just now looking at it just makes a shit ton of sense.
That's true.
So let me ask y'all this: we on break week now, y'all. What we think we jumping into 1077 with coming off the break?
I'm just praying that it's Kid versus Shanks. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that Oda will go in the same route as he did with Law and Blackbeard, in the sense that they start off Kid and Shanks's battle right away. And although it's like gonna be brief, quick moments and quick like little like moves and stuff, and then Shanks comes up with something crazy and then it cuts off from there, I think we'll still get that little bit of a segment. And then we'll continue with Egghead.
I'm not ready for all the Mihawk fans to watch this fight, and the first thing they think of, look, he's fighting with a sword. He's a swordsman. Shut up, bro. Nobody fucking cares, bro.
Hey, this is a direct diss to Zay, man.
No, I'm not talking about Zay. Zay knows.
Okay. All right.
I'm talking about these fellas on Twitter. Y'all know the crew. I'm hoping it's finally.
I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to just like figuring out One Piece or like what's gonna go down, I completely ignore some of the people on Twitter, man. Because they be saying some of the most annoying shit possible, and I just completely ignore it. And I just be like, you know what? This was a great chapter. I like Mihawk. I like Shanks. They both strong. I don't know who's stronger than the other, but in the story, how it's being portrayed, we will see. We don't gotta fucking argue every 2 minutes.
That's true, and I will say this: OP Scans put that pressure on TCB, y'all.
That is facts.
Dropped that on Wednesday.
I've been saying that competition is good. We don't need a monopolized market in terms of scans. And TCB, like, releasing it right before even Viz would, like on like Saturday or some shit. Like
Yeah.
even though it was usually Thursday, like who knows? TCB could have pushed it to Friday and then to Saturday, and then who knows? It'd be like 10 minutes before Viz. Like it's great that OP scans came in.
Facts.
TCB has some issues this week too, boy. Like
Yeah.
the first time, remember the first time I read the chapter, they didn't even when I looked at it on TCB, I didn't even see the part where Vegapunk was leaking out of his head, and somebody clowned about how they scanned
Beckman.
Ben Beckman's face. Like, yeah, TCB, man, y'all got some competition. Y'all got some comp.
I'm finna step out for a quick second, y'all. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold it down, all right?
All right, I'll
But
take
yeah.
care of things.
Well, I'm gonna answer the question that I had asked myself. Like I said, I'm really thinking like they gave us this little bit of Shanks. We got the Shanks. We good. I don't think we running back to Shanks till April. 2 weeks from now, I'm expecting us to be right back at Egghead, and we're gonna be jumping into that suspense of Lucci and Kaku are out them cuffs. Zoro and Luffy gonna be looking at them like, what y'all trying to do now? I think that's exactly where we jumping off at. Like, yo, are we gonna go handle these other Seraphim, or are we gonna have to handle you before we handle these other Seraphim? That's what I'm thinking.
Fair enough. That does make sense, but like at the same time, I feel like it's a good way to have that continuation of, the would-be Yonkos if it wasn't for Buggy's lame ass, like going up against the current Yonko. So it just makes sense that if Oda continued like Law and Blackbeard right away, then like the other side, Shanks and Kid, would also continue straight away. That's just
But
how I see it.
also, think about the fact that Shanks put Rockstar on the mission to holler at them first. So I can imagine even if we do go back to Elbaf, we could probably see the correlation. I mean, who is it, Zane or is it Crow that be like kids the new Whitebeard? I don't remember which one of them do it, but you remember Rockstar had to pull up on Whitebeard to relay some information. So I could definitely see that happening again first. Like I just really think when it comes to Shanks, like, yo, he knows what he got in that Shanks hype, and he just gonna milk y'all for all it's worth, man.
Yeah. All right, let's just check chat for a bit. Let's see. A said John's gonna switch to Kid's side for taking out Big Mom. That actually makes sense because the newspapers would show that he beat Kid Mom. He beat Big Mom, so that would be actually interesting. But I don't think they're gonna switch right away because it depends like what the relationship is with Shanks. And if they see him fighting with Shanks, then that immediately gets negated. Cosmo said that Kid would plot Lucky Roo. Nah, there's no way. I'm hoping it's finally Kid respect. I do agree that Kid's gonna get more respect after this fight with Shanks because it's not gonna be just absolutely just one shot. It's definitely gonna be much more than people are like expecting it to be. And let's see. Kid versus Shanks completely off screen. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be completely off screen. We're gonna see it a little bit, hopefully soon, but it's not gonna be like Aokiji and Akainu for sure.
Yeah, I'm not thinking it's gonna be completely off screen, but I just think he's gonna just drag that bad boy out.
Shanks is his like go-to piece whenever like things need to get hyped up, and then he leaves it for another like 4 months.
When if he hit it just like we did with that Black Bear, Black Bear said Black Vortex, and that's the last thing we saw.
Yeah.
We don't know no Shanks attacks. When does Shanks like just name an attack, and then like we just go away from Shanks? Like
That's true.
Man.
All right, Bobby, I think this has all been a setup. Seraphim and CP0 against the Straw Hats. Stussy and them was all a show. That could actually be interesting. So, like, it's pretty much just a general consensus of, like, oh, I'll befriend the Straw Hats, like, even though, like, we could easily lose to them. And then Stussy would gain the favor of Vegapunk because she formerly worked with him. And then it's just the CP0 agents going at him again. But it does also negate the fact that CP5, CP6, CP7, and I think CP8? Or was it CP5, CP6, and CP8? Let me go check. But I think all those agents being locked up there, yeah, CP5, 7, and 8, all of them agents being locked up there, I'm pretty sure that's not something being done by CP0. I think the only way that's possible is if they found out too much, and then CP0's like, I bet you need to be, like, like outed straight. And there's no way you can like still be alive or still be like free after like you find something out like that valuable of information like from Vegapunk or something. Who knows? But I feel like it's not CP0 because of those agents.
I like how what Nasty said, the very last thing. 977 was the crew entering Onigashima. I mean, yeah, he said nothing interesting, but 1077, we already know we got people that's trying to enter Egghead. So maybe that's the time when he starts to decide to bring Saturn and Kizaru to the shoot, man. Darn it with these breaks.
Nah, but I
be
definitely. Yeah, nah. This break is definitely gonna hurt for sure because I feel like after every single Shanks chapter, there's always a lot of speculation and hype of what goes on next. And then, like, I think Oda has done like breaks for a decent amount of times after Shanks's reveal. So, actually, no, 1054, 55, 56. Well, that was the Shanks film red promo. And then, yeah, I think this has been the first time we've seen Shanks in a while, and then we get a um pretty much a week break. But it's definitely going to be something to mull over. Obviously, Oda wants to leave it on a cliffhanger for some reason. But, chat, I'll ask you guys, in your opinion, what is the biggest thing that we will see not next week, but the next chapter? Like, do you think it's going to be Kid versus Shanks? Do you think it's traitor reveal if that happens in the next chapter? Or, like, Saturn coming to Egghead? What do you guys think? And A says maybe Kid will ally with an admiral or world government member, Law and Sword, Luffy and CP0, Kid and Revolutionaries. Huh. That'd actually be kind of interesting. That's only based on if the Revolutionaries are at Elbaf, which we don't know if they're there.
Well, we got to catch back up with Frankie's crew, yo. You know, York just got turned into stone by the Boa Seraphim, and then Edison was over here looking kind of funny in regards to withholding information when everybody asking them what's going on. I'm thinking we got to see what's going on with everybody else in Egghead. Make sure that they're not getting attacked by all them other Seraphim. We got the bear and we got the hawk out the way, but we still got to deal with that snake and we still got to deal with that shark. It's still an issue.
Groovy says Kizaru arriving at Egghead is probably the most important thing coming in. That makes sense.
Yep.
I feel like Kizaru coming in at Egghead is definitely something that Oda's gonna use to be the most most surprising element of a chapter. I feel like he's just gonna come out of nowhere.
Chat.
I was like, he gonna pull up with that Dendemushi, like I've arrived. Like that's gonna be the end of the chapter right there. I've arrived.
It better not be the end of it. That'd be the first page of that motherfucker. So chat.
Nah, man. I told him cool. I think we walking into 1077 with with Luffy and Zoro staring at Lucci and Kaku like, are we going to scrap or are we going to handle this other thing and get ourselves up out of here? I'm thinking that's how we start next chapter.
No, that does make sense though.
But I do have a question on you. What's up? No, I'm still streaming. All right, I got a question for y'all, and I want the chat to help us. Next week is a break week, and we will be doing start, bench, and cut. So please drop y'all suggestions in the comments for who y'all think we should have as our trios. Like, let's say Shanks, Dragon, Mihawk, Whitebeard, Roger, Rocks. We even do backstories too. We're gonna do Sanji's backstories, Law, and Robin, and just stuff like that. So
yeah, we want some variety. We don't want to use the same characters in different categories over and over again. So if y'all can help us out, with thinking about specific different categories with different characters, we would love y'all intake.
Exactly. We don't want to do the same old, like power scaling stuff. So if you guys have different categories that in general are a very different think or like feel to like how you would do star bench cut, then let us know, man. I'm down for anything.
We gotta throw ships in there. That's one of them. Like, what's the top 3 ships in One Piece?
Ooh, Thousand Sunny's got to be up there, man. Got to be.
Nah.
What? Really? I think it's crazy.
That's home field advantage. You know what I'm saying? But for real, I like the Moby Dick more than Sunny. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Seriously? Man, I think the Sunny has much better powers. Moby Dick is just a big ass ship.
That's all we know, man. That's all we know. Like I said, that's that home court advantage. You more familiar with the Sunny. You know the ins and out. Only thing you know about Moby Dick is it had old beard on it, right, Crow?
I mean, there was also Prime Whitebeard, but all right. Groovy said Green Bull, Aokiji, and Kizaru. We power scaling backstories? Yes, that's exactly what we doing. We power scaling backstories. We power scaling like personality. We power scale literally everything possible. It's not just your basic fighting stuff. We gonna start bench cut everything possible.
Yeah, man. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
Sanji
very fun.
dunks on Zoro's backstory. That is facts. Sanji's
doesn't
one
exist.
backstory. Sanji has two backstories, and it dunks on both of them. Dunk on Zoro's backstory.
I think Sanji's
Bobby?
original backstory is better, and then the extra stuff in OK Island is just overkill.
Seriously?
Bruh, the fucking Zeph eating his leg shit was crazy to me.
No, that was crazy. But I feel like, in my opinion, it's like two separate backstories, which it is because Oda definitely thought about Sanji having some kind of like. Even though there's a bit of foreshadowing in terms of like Prince and stuff like that, I feel like Oda thought it up a bit afterwards,
I
right
can
after
definitely see
Sanji was
that.
introduced.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if let's say if we never got the stuff at Whole Cake Island about Sanji, I would be saying that Sanji has a better backstory than Zoro.
Oh yeah, same here. That's why I said that both backstories are better than Zoro's.
I was looking at OP scans, bro. They pulling in 415K monthly views, bro.
Damn.
Just for One Piece, by the way.
I mean,
One Piece, man.
it is called OP scan, so I'm assuming that it's gonna be for One Piece.
I think I saw him make a tweet saying should we start doing JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. So I mean, but if you think about it, TCB's website is actually OnePieceChapters.com. So yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Nasty's pulling up the interesting questions here. This is the type of shit that we want to answer in break week. Who the better food truck cook? Kizaru, Akainu, or Aokiji? In my opinion, Akainu is gonna be horrible because although he has a Hawaiian shirt, his like food truck style, like you need patience for that shit, which is something that he does not have. Aokiji gonna make all the food frosty and cold. That's not gonna work. Kizaru, since he's always high, he know what tastes the best. I'm taking Kizaru.
I want to take them out and I want to put Green Bull in there because we trying to eat clean in 2023. So he's gonna have the best vegan dishes available, man. What about him?
Man, I'm not gonna eat fucking leaves.
They hate Green Bull.
I love salads, man. Salads and broccoli all day.
Bro, if I went to a food truck and they serve salads, I'm making sure I take the wheel of the food truck and like ram it into the nearest store and make sure that food truck never exists because that shit is awful. Like
good,
out of all the things you can sell, Scamadeus was good, bro. But yeah, salads in a food truck shouldn't exist.
Dang, that comment was sponsored by McDonald's. You unhealthy, boy.
I'm not unhealthy. It's just salads. Nah. You gotta eat something better than that.
Zeph's story over. We talking about Prime Zeph versus Prime Judge. What is Prime Judge?
like their what you call? I'm guessing their backstory.
No, we talking about as a fight.
And, Caesar.
So Prime Judge scales to Zeph. I mean to Queen. So he's YC2, and then you got Zeph who lost his leg to an anchor. I'm gonna have to go with Judge, man.
I'm gonna have to go with Judge because
if we had to do start bench cut with three good fathers, who gonna be the three?
I don't think there are three good fathers in One Piece.
No,
we got Zeph. We got Zeph.
Tom.
We got to say like Neptune or something.
Zeph, Tom, and who else? Like,
I mean,
the
obviously
moms ain't there. The moms ain't there, and the fathers is trash. No wonder this One Piece world is terrible.
Nah, we could go with. Let's see. I mean, Whitebeard's the obvious answer, but we know what Crow's gonna say for Whitebeard.
He literally led his kids into a fucking guaranteed death scenario. It's not a good father, bro.
Yeah. How about? Let's see. I'm not gonna say Corazon because he wasn't a father for Dofi. Not Dofi.
Oh,
sorry.
Kuma.
Kuma.
Kuma again. I ain't gonna lie. Oh boy. From a father perspective, it's cooked.
Yeah, no. As terms of a father perspective, right now, what we've seen, Kuma getting cut.
Bro,
Kuma getting
you
cut.
ain't tell your daughter nothing about you. She don't know shit about you.
Bro,
and then when you die,
Dragon, not even in the discussion. He's getting the most cut. There's no way.
I'm saying your
But-
daughter knows nothing about your past at all. And then when you
Oh.
die, you protect
You know what?
somebody
You know
you
what's
met
a good
once.
good example? King Neptune. King Neptune, a good one.
That's what I said.
Yeah, he said Neptune. Zeph, Neptune,
Tom,
and
Zeph. Yeah, Tom a good one, man. Tom a good
But
father.
y'all can't talk down Kuma being a good pops. I mean, you know, when you have yourself a young one, you're gonna teach them, you know, you're gonna teach them to do positive with your negative experiences, but that don't mean you're gonna be telling them about the negative experiences. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel you, but if I'm finna die and I can get one last wish, I'm not finna go serve. I'm not finna protect my homeboy's son who I've never met. I'm finna do something for my daughter. You feel me?
She was
Hey.
good. She literally was the worst generation. Like she was alright.
Luffy
Hey,
one
no,
too.
but Bobby got a good one. Rebecca's for Kiros. Kiros is a dope ass dad.
Oh yeah,
Kiros is a
Yeah,
good dad.
she didn't even know that was his daddy. Yeah, that's the one right there.
Bro.
And
Heroes, yes, sir.
and he still acted like a father as a toy soldier.
She clowned him to his face, and he was still holding her down. Yes, sir.
yeah.
Still
But he
helping
might
out as a
be
father,
he
man.
might be number one. I ain't gonna cap.
That is.
Yeah, that may be it.
We're gonna do
Him,
Star
Zeph.
Bitch. Yeah, we're gonna do Star Bitch cut for good fathers and
Yeah, no.
worse fathers too.
But this is definitely a stream idea for what we're doing next week. I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Hey, good point. Good point.
I mean, but it's good
you
to
done
see
answered
that
all
it's
the
gonna
questions already.
Be, yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's good to see it's gonna be some healthy discussion though, for sure.
of course.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, what you call it? If you guys, actually, a good way to promote our Twitter. We have a Twitter, just One Piece University. If you guys have any suggestions for what you guys want to do, Star Bench Cut on there, I'm gonna make a Twitter post and then just say like, oh, what do you guys Star Bench Cut suggestions for One Piece, and then just let us know in the replies, man. And then we'll try to incorporate as many as possible in all those replies, in the comments here, just in general. And Bobby, no mothers. Yeah, literally, there's no good mothers in One Piece because they don't exist, except for I'd say like
Nami's
Like-
mom.
not Nami's mom's one, and then the Fishman Island mom. I forgot her name, bro.
The
Otohime,
Don. What about the Don?
is she really a good mom?
Man,
The
I-
boys
man, I'm
in the
not
forest fighting lions and shit. Is that a good mom?
I say the Don was like my mom. As long as he alive, he alright. Like,
All right, so I want to bring this up. Somebody just saw on Twitter from this account that was, I guess, TCB scan. They said that
Yeah.
Shanks uses a lot of Yakuza words in Chapter 1076, and a lot of the way that people refer to him are in Yakuza respectful. Like the big boss stuff is also Yakuza, and also
Yeah.
Yakuza, whatever, and also the money that they offered to pay to him was not in the form of a worded like heavily tribute, but more like
Yeah.
how Yakuza bosses get their payments. And
Yeah.
try to.
it goes hand in hand. How funny is that?
Evil Shanks, man.
No.
Oh,
Yakuza's cut their. Let me get this off the screen. My apologies. Yakuza's cut their fingers off. It's like a ritual they do to atone for something that someone else did wrong, right?
Yeah,
And it's a way that they kind of like, it's like punishing yourself for something. You know, it's like an apology. They cut their fingers off, and it goes, like I said, hand in hand with Shanks sacrificing his hand. There was probably a lot more to that situation than we know. That's all I'm saying. And I just wanted to bring it up. So he's a Yakuza Viking giant god king.
Celestial
waiting for
Dragon.
the title on it.
Yeah, Celestial Dragon too.
Yeah, no, he's a confirmed Celestial Dragon, but
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff swirling around this fella.
And then I just wanted to say, in regards to, Prince was talking about putting that idea on One Piece University Twitter. That's a great idea, but like our ideas be getting around. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
oh
We got some
yeah,
interesting characters out there watching One Piece University, it seems to be.
Man,
baby.
old dragons out here.
You feel me? Like, come on, man. Have some shame, please.
Not gonna lie, they be pulling a caribou on us, man. Just like watching from the shadows, and then all of a sudden, who knows? 10 chapters later, hey, yo, I got a great idea. I came up with it myself.
Right.
I didn't hear it anywhere.
Right.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's flattering, but at the same time, you know, we trying to grow. So don't do that.
Exactly, man. Speaking of growth, everyone in the chat, if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. I see we already got a couple of new subscribers. From this stream alone. I got to 385. We're trying to hit 1K this year, man, and there's no way that we can take your guys' money if we don't hit 1K.
Yes,
So make sure to subscribe, man.
Yeah, we definitely hitting 400 by April. I'm calling that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, not April too. By mid-March, we hitting that 400 sometime soon. It's y'all responsibility, but I'm speaking into existence.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, man, with that being said, y'all ready to wrap up, man?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was fun.
I sent that message like 20 minutes ago. I don't know. But that was gonna be too early anyway. All right, this was a fun chapter, and we know pretty good turnout from the chat. Obviously, any God King chapter is gonna be goated. I don't care if it's just Shanks staring in the sky. It doesn't matter. Shanks is there, and a lot of activity from the chat, which we love. Bobby, Nasty Ninja, Cosmos, Groovy, Mike, and everyone else. Scamadeus, James Benson, all of y'all that are consistently active with us. We love y'all, and we glad y'all come through every time. Keep it up, man. Yeah, clap that like button. Shanks can't
And it just
clap.
make it fun. Like when you know your people's just waiting on you. 8:30. He's saying we late. Like yo, that makes it fun. Like yo, the people is waiting on us. I love that energy.
Cause I ain't nobody, but we for the people. So and let everybody do their quick little outro. You know, it's not gonna take too long today.
Yeah.
At all.
So we can get a quick lyric of the day. What y'all say?
Nah.
Oh my God, JJ, you got one? Or you want me to get one?
Man, I mean,
You
How
two
can you
decide.
fall-
I ain't doing.
how can you falter when you the Rock of Gibraltar? I had to jump off the boat so I could walk on water. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it like
That
that.
sounds
you
like
know?
some shit I say.
Okay.
Or Mike, I was gonna do Mike. This dude, it's a rap name. Mike. He said, "Ain't too many N words I can call gang, dog. We don't really know your lyrics like LeBron James." That was hard. If y'all heard, I said, "Oh my God." But yeah,
That's funny.
talk to him, JJ. Go ahead and tell them where they can reach you at.
Oh yes, sir. John
more.
Sherrod on all social media, man. Trying to be a little bit more active, man. You know, my boys was out to chat today, so I had to make sure I step up a little bit more because y'all know I like to be in the background just laughing at all the foolishness that be going on. But you know, I love to chat it up with the crew. I appreciate everybody coming through. Come see us next week. OPU, we do what we do. Shout out to Zane. Shout out to Preach.
Yes, sir. And Sabo, man. One day we just want to hear from you, fella. But yeah,
Yeah.
talk to him, Prince.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Prince of All Anime closing out. You can find me on YouTube at Prince of All Anime. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, pretty much everything Prince of All Anime. I just dropped like a couple days back a Sabo video. It's at like 1K right now, but be sure to like it up and view it. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'm working on like a huge ass what you call One Piece special to commemorate the fact that I hit 1K subs. And man, when I'm telling you it's huge, it is huge. And it might take me like a month to get this video out. I'm probably gonna like upload something in between so that you guys don't stay waiting too long. But like when I'm telling you this shit is huge, it is massive. So I can't wait to put it out there for y'all. And yeah, I'm hoping you guys enjoy the stream today. Chat was active, loved it, and OPU we do what we do, man.
Yes, sir. You can reach me on Twitter at Majin Crow with a K. Think of Majin Vegeta and just put Crow in the end. This is a very fun stream, as I said. And once again, shout out to y'all because y'all make these streams what they are.
Facts.
And next week gonna be fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Start bench
Everybody
cut.
that's in here right now need to be in this chat next week.
And I need the spiciest of takes. I promise you. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing, man.